Hi friends, Dean here with Mad Max RT. I haven't done a definitive, car-related video in some time. I'll just quickly get into the reason for that. I did a thing a while back when life gives you lemons about some hardships that kind of hit me the first quarter of the year, where I get ripped off by about 15 grand by someone that appropriated my advertising, and I couldn't understand why I wasn't getting work for a couple months straight, and it cost me a tremendous amount of money and a lot of work to fight this guy and get the California State Board after him. I finally won in the end and made him remove and stop stealing my website and pictures. So anyway, the bottom line is I lost about 15 grand typically at a season and a time that I'm doing really well. I gotta get the air on in here today. And so I'm just leaving a customer's house now. I just did a faux finish for someone, and I got the Challenger today. I usually drive it on Fridays. I don't drive it very much. The thing's been sitting since Christmas. It literally has been sitting in the garage. I drive it about every other week, sometimes once a month, sometimes a couple times a month, just to charge your battery up, keep the battery going. It runs good. It just turned over, I don't know, what is it, 25,000 miles now. I bought it, had 14,000. It's got actually a little under 25,000, and my wife put about 11,000 miles on it in a year's time, and then I bought her that Maxima, which she loves. So now this thing just sits in the garage. So I doubt this thing will ever see 50,000 miles. In fact, I just took it to the dealer a couple of days ago and had the oil changed in it, and had the Pennzoil, the full synthetic, put in it. I'm gonna run this light. And the guys couldn't believe how clean this thing is, and how, as it got, it looks like a brand new 2014. I mean, we never see them with low miles like this. This is really amazing. And I had them rotate the tires, and apparently my brakes are really getting down. I kind of knew that. I suspected it. Right about January, I drove it, and I noticed the brakes were grinding a little bit, and then the noise went away. I took my cell phone and kind of slid it in between my rim and put it right up against the brake, and I could tell that there's just like a sliver of the pad left. So, because that's another reason why I really haven't driven it much. We took it to Tahoe once, Lake Tahoe, and that's pretty much it. I really haven't driven the thing anywhere since my wife was just using it, to go 14 miles to work each way, twice a day. And some days she works one day a week from home, so 4 days a week, she'd put about 28 miles a day on it, so it's not too bad. So now she can let her wrap up all the miles she wants on the Maxima, and this thing is just going to be saved just for me for driving once in a while, and to take it out. So anyway, bottom line is I had talked about doing a variety of mods to the car. I had mentioned a few things. Right now I got to put brakes on it, which is going to be like $360 per pair for the front, and then another $360 something for the back. So there's about $800 I've got to spend on brakes. Now I'm going to get ceramic brakes put on this. I had those put on my Ram. Unbelievable difference. I cannot urge you enough. Get rid of those godforsaken steel linings and get ceramic, good quality ceramic pads. The thing stops on a dime. They don't overheat. There's no brake fade. You don't get all the fucking brake dust. It's a beautiful thing. This is where I got to merge right here and get on the freeway. Here, I'll give it a little freeway shot. Oh, God. Getting on the 80 freeway heading north. This is called the Business 80. Tuck right in here. I'm going to shut my sport mode off, and so I had talked about doing mods. I wanted to do maybe some suspension mods. After looking at the brakes and the suspension up close, the blacktop edition has it's got the better sway bars. It's got the better spring rates. You You get a little bit better shocks. There's better brake. Let's see, better brakes, better steering, and better suspension is what you get with the blacktop edition. So it really handles well. This car is so comfortable. I love driving my Ram, and Ram is pretty comfortable. I like the A-pillar handle on the Ram, which I don't have on this car because I can kind of grab that and lean forward to alleviate the pain on my back. This kills my back. But these seats are so comfortable on the Charger and the Challenger. It's amazing how comfortable everything is with the seats and the way this car handles. A lot of people complain, oh, the car is way too big, it's too heavy, and they think that it's an outdated platform. They want to see the new one, whether it's on the Alfa Romeo chassis or anything else. But frankly, I prefer the Mercedes E-Class heavy car suspension. That's what the Challenger's always been. The same with the Charger. They're big, heavy fucking cars. They're not little, nimble cars. I'll never forget how they made that Mitsubishi Challenger in 1979 or 80 or whatever it was. Not a bad-looking little car, but it was an absolute travesty to call it a Challenger when the Challenger has always been a big, heavy pony car. And that's why I think that this Challenger in particular, and even the new 2017, 18 ones, it's the last of the real muscle cars. The Camaro and the Mustang, and I had a newer Camaro, a newer Mustang, which I did a little video thing of. It had that EcoBoost turbocharger on it. Not bad. I mean, it's a cheap, plasticky, very claustrophobic car. It's just a small car. This car, you feel like you own the road when you drive it. It's just a really comfortable car. Very comfortable seats. It's got the independent rear suspension. Wonderful. Now, this one has the hydraulic steering, which I prefer. The newer ones, I believe, have the electronic steering. Which is a reason why I love the 2014s. But, if you got one of the newer ones, that's fine, too. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. I don't care about all that Uconnect shit. I'm real happy with my basic stereo here. And this is the last one where you can actually play your CDs, which I've got a huge CD collection of, and you can rip your CDs in this, which is really nice. So it's a wonderful setup. But, getting back to the mod thing, so, I was originally thinking maybe I'll do some bigger sway bars and all this. I think what I would like to do is the shock tower, what they call export braces, that connect the shock towers and stiffen up the chassis a little bit. And they have them for the trunk as well. It's about $800 for the pair of them. That's the other thing, is that every mod you do on these fucking cars is outrageously expensive. A lot more so than Ford or even Chevy. Chevy's really the cheapest car to do performance mods on, I find. This thing rails. I don't, believe me, I don't miss having the 485 horsepower SRT model. I have more than enough power for this. I'll be lucky if I don't get arrested on the way home as it is. Up here in Sacramento, in the state capital, there's cops and undercover cops and helicopters and planes and, highway patrol on their way to work or, on break and undercover cars, and you get pulled over constantly. I got like 4 tickets in 4 months when I first moved up here. So now I've got a perfect record now, and I'm trying to keep it that way. So for me to have a Hellcat would be dangerous, not be cool. But, I belong to several of these groups on Facebook that are Challenger, Charger groups, quite a few of them, maybe 5 groups. And it's nice, and I mean, there's new members almost daily. And what's funny is that some people, they're getting their very first Mopar. Maybe they had a little Acura or something they traded. Hey, look, guys, I just got my first, 2018 RT Challenger, or it's one of the Scat Pack ones or the SRT models or whatever. And they're all excited. And the first thing that they always say, every one of them, is, yeah, oh, all right, guys, I off the bat, I need to hear all the mods I need to do, as if, like, it's a mandatory thing that you mod it. God forbid. And I just tell people in the comments, I don't put it that much anymore, but I'll just say, dude, just enjoy it. It's a beautiful car the way it is. Just have fun with it, enjoy it. You don't have to mod it. It's almost like their self-esteem depends on modding it, personalizing it. And believe me, I have lots of plans to mod this. And in a way, I'm glad that I haven't had the money to sink into this, because I kind of thought twice now. I've stopped on my ideas for the stripes, and I've just kind of like, let me just enjoy it the way it is. And I love this car. I was at the dealership just a few days ago, and they had a brand new Destroyer Gray Demon right next to me. The guy was waiting in line for service along with myself. And sport mode back on. You know, and it was beautiful to look at. I mean, I think it's great if you can afford $100 and something thousand for a Challenger. You know, it's wonderful. I would be terrified to drive that car. I don't think I'd have the self-control. I'd be doing burnouts at 70 miles an hour with the thing, you know, on the on-ramp, getting onto the freeway at 110, getting sideways, you know, and it just looks dangerous. It looks fun, like a fun kind of dangerous, but, and I looked at a brand new, they had a Destroyer Gray TA Challenger there, and man, it was tempting. It was only $42,000, actually a couple thousand less than a regular stock RT that I looked at. No, it just had the 5.7, but I'm fine with that. To me, the 5.7 gets good mileage. It's reliable as hell. You get more than enough power. This thing's just under 400 horsepower the way it is now. But I've been rethinking the mods. I was tempted to do a cold air induction. I've kind of done the research, and it looks like with a cold air induction, it looks like it creates more heat by adding them. Some of them, especially the metal ones, actually create more hot air getting into the thing than a stock one. So my truck, it really made a difference on the older 2008 Ram, but frankly, I'm just going to do a drop-in air filter for 60, 70 bucks, a K&N drop-in filter, and I think that'll be fine. I don't really think I need it. I mean, I've been really rethinking a lot of the mods, and it's like, you don't really need to do that much to this thing. You know, it has Flowmasters on. I could just live with these another year or so. It's not the end of the world. But I would like to get the Super 10s, or, you know, at least the 40 series street racing ones. I want something louder. It's not loud enough for me. It doesn't have the resonators, which I like. I don't hear any drone. I don't notice drone at all. It sounds great to me. There's a brand new white RT Challenger I just passed. Grocery store back there behind me. So I've been rethinking the mods, and I might do the export brace thing, but that's pretty much it. I've kind of changed my mind on the half covers. I think I'm going to just keep the big full engine cover, and then maybe do a custom, you know, paint job on that or something. I like the motor just the way it is. I don't really need to do any other performance mods. I might pick up a couple more horsepower with a little bit more wide open Flowmasters, but for the most part, that's it. California, you can't put headers. You cannot. In fact, you're not even really supposed to put the cold air induction. They're really limited with what you can do. So you can do a cat back exhaust, and that's pretty much it. I mean, they're just really strict. I had someone I know that just had the cops pull him over and gave him a big ticket for hundreds for having a cold air induction on his Challenger. And that's bullshit. You know, I don't want to fuck with it. Now, my truck one I actually got from K&M, an official sticker saying it's okay to use it in the state of California, and then that way when I have it smogged, the inspectors overlook that because I have the official sticker from K&N. But you really got to be careful here. They're real Nazis with the performance mods. So that right off the bat, it's going to save me a fortune in mods. You know, I don't need to be spending $400 to $600 for a cold air induction. That's frankly not going to make it run any better. You know, now the stripes I've held off on doing just for right now because I'll get kind of discouraged. You know, the money thing. It wouldn't cost that much. I could probably buy the paint stuff for $100, $120 to get the automotive paint and stuff I need to do the stripes myself. I was thinking of doing a big stripe over the whole top of the car, the hood, and the roof and the trunk lid, in like a satin black with like a 1/4-inch bright red pinstripe that outlines it, and go from basically the nose fascia all the way back to the back of the trunk lid, and have it stop right before the rear air dam. That's what I've kind of tentatively thought of. I've also thought of doing maybe just the Le Mans stripes and like silver or red, either one, something like that maybe, or even in a satin black with a red pinstripe around them, just to kind of make it look nice, possibly. You know, so I'm still weighing out the graphics. I'm kind of glad I held off because I want to do like a measure twice and cut once. I don't want to, you know, reinvent the wheel and then have to, you know, paint it and then realize a year later, oh God, you know, I should have done this, or I prefer seeing this. So I'm still researching and saving in my PC pictures of other challenges I like with various styles on it and stuff like that. I'm going to set this down right here and continue talking. I just pulled up in front of my house. Garage door opener here. So, yeah, I just haven't had the money for the mods. And I'm thinking at this point, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to focus on the brakes. It pulls slightly to one side. I really need to get the alignment done. I want to get the alignment. 2 of my tires are getting pretty worn down, probably from getting sideways, coming on in second and third gear, you know, making left-hand turns and stuff. I'll get on it and kind of roast the tires. And I'm trying to get rid of these tires. I want to get a set of the Comp TAs, put like some 245s in the front, 275s, or, you know, 295s, probably 275s in the back, you know, so that way they're slightly staggered. I want a little bit meatier tire in the back. Aside from that, I'm really happy with the car. I don't feel the need to... It's got the windows tinted, it's got Flowmasters, it looks nice. I love the paint on it. It looks like a brand new 2014. It's always garaged. It's a little dusty right now, but it's a great car. I think my point is that you really don't need to do much to these things. And this is nothing against my friends that love to do, you know, graphics and mods and performance mods in your car. Look, if you want to put headers on it, or a better throttle body, or cold air induction kit, or a cam, and a different intake on it, or you want to mod it in any way, or put a supercharger on it, that's great. But I see a lot of people that there's almost like their ego depends on, oh, I gotta have the mods. If I don't have the mods, no one's gonna like my car, you know? And it's like, dude, just enjoy it. It's a great car. You get a lot of flack. You know, the V6 models and even the RTs, the regular 5.7 RTs, people shit all over them. Oh God, you got an RT? You should have at least got the Scat Pack, you know, with a 6.4 liter Hemi with a, you know, 485 horsepower. You get a measly 375 horsepower. That's shit, you know. And it's like, my God, this car is faster than any car I've had, even the Corvettes, everything throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. This car, or even most of the 2000s, it's just, we never had anything this fast. Today, they're making faster and faster cars. Chevy's got them, you know, the ZL1, you know, Camaro. They've got that new SS Camaro that's got the Corvette, you know, motor in it that just hauls ass. In fact, I looked at those. I was thinking of buying one of those right before we bought this, and I just didn't like the cheap interior. It just seemed kind of chintzy to me, the interior, and a little bit more claustrophobic. The body styles are kind of getting way out on them. I liked them when they first came up with the new Camaro design, but now they're getting kind of crazy looking with the design on them. It's just like way out there. So these windows now, it's going to be a hot one today. It's probably going to be close to 100. California, we get a nice breeze lately this week, but it's hot. So, you know, we'll see. I still want to get my tires. I'm going to start off with the brakes. I want to have it completely checked out too, and make sure the thermostat, water pump, I'm going to have a complete inspection done, make sure there's nothing wrong with this thing. I may have the tranny serviced and rear end just because I can. I've heard at 25,000 you should put new plugs and tune up the Hemi, so I might do a tune-up on it. So I'm going to want to just put the money this year into basic, you know, maintenance stuff, and I think the ceramic brakes is going to be probably it for me this year. I might do some stripes. I'm still researching it. I just keep changing my mind. Sometimes I like the newer Bumblebee stripe around the trunk. Sometimes I like the Le Mans stripes. Sometimes I like having, you know, just a big wide, the RT stripe that gets wider as it, you know, matches the top of the center of the hood. Looks really nice. I may do that. I may continue that wide stripe all the way over the roof and the trunk lid. I don't know. I could get more RT emblems for the front fenders and the rear spoiler. So, you know, I just thought I'd kind of do an update, let you know where I'm at with mods. There's no shame in just enjoying your car the way it is. Even my rims, it's funny, you know, I post pictures and people say, oh God, get rid of those chrome, those stock wheels, the shaker rims, get rid of those, get some black, you know, demon wheels, or get some, you know, SRT rims or whatever. And it's like, you know, well, that's nice. I mean, and these, I've even thought of having these powder coated in black. These shaker rims, I've seen painted black. They actually look really good. And the black with the gunmetal would be a nice look. But I kind of like the old school Magnum 500 kind of retro vibe that it has, having these just a little touch of chrome and then having everything else blacked out of the car. It looks nice, I think. So there's no shame in leaving a car the way it is. I see so many people that their egos, they feel like that no one will accept their RT the way it is, or their SRT, or, you know, Scat Pack or what have you. I got other people I've been following that have traded their RTs in for Demons now. That's like the new thing. They got to have the Demon. And I mean, if you got the money and can swing it, it's a lot of money, and I'm sure the insurance on it's probably up there. You know, knock yourself out. Believe me, I'd love to drive one of those, and I can appreciate that blower and 700 and some odd horsepower. But for me, with my back, I can't get crazy and throw my back in the seat more than I already am as it is. So this is a great, comfortable cruiser. This thing is awesome on trips. I set the cruise control at 75, 80 on the freeway and just enjoy it. It sounds awesome. It looks awesome. It's got everything I need. I'm not going to drive it that much. I'm going to take care. This will probably literally be the last car I'm ever going to have. I just don't see a need to buy another car. I really don't. As tempting as it is. And I see that new Challenger there the other day, and I'm like, God, I'll have a bigger payment. I'll be upside down, and I can't do it. But it's nice to look. I enjoy seeing other people's cars and what have you. So hope you enjoyed this, guys. Thanks for watching Mad Max RT. I'll try to make more content, especially as I'm going to be doing some upgrades, and I got a couple other concepts. I've got my new GoPro. I just got to get the damn SD card for it, memory card, so I can start doing some really cool, different, you know, perspectives on the outside of the car, and I want to make a new intro for my show and all that. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great time with your Hemi Chargers and Challengers. That's what it's all about. Take it easy, man.